Welcome in for my Big Ten football predictions. This will be the start of probably a 5-part series of me giving you guys my college football predictions with all the Power 4 teams by conference, along with my college football playoff bracket and predictions there. So I'm gonna try and make this video not super long because I could go on and talk about these teams for a while. I'm just trying to give you how I have them doing and a little quick summary on why I think that is, and yeah, we'll go from there. So coming in at dead last, the 18th in the Big Ten, I have the Purdue Boilermakers. They're going to go 2-10. I just don't see this team doing anything better. I get it. They hire Barry Odom from USC as offensive coordinator to take over as the starting head coaching job. There's that little positive. But besides that, there's nothing else. They have a total of just 5 dudes returning. They lost more than they gained, in my opinion. It looks that Monchi Singleton will be the starting quarterback this year, which I think he actually could have an all-right year, don't get me wrong. But besides that, I mean, there's just nothing to look out for. I don't think the running back room is good. I think the receiving room is terrible. I think that the O-line and D-line are pretty bad. These linebackers aren't good. The secondary isn't good. The coaching isn't very good. Overall, it's just a dumpster fire at Purdue right now. And I don't think they get much better than they did. They don't really go up anywhere from last year. I mean, their 2 wins, I think, are going to be Ball State and Southern Illinois. So take that as a win if you want, if you're Purdue, but I don't really think it is. Coming in at 17th, not much better, going 3-9, giving the Northwestern Wildcats. They're returning 12 total guys, so there is that little bit of a plus here. And I do think the linebackers look really good for Northwestern right now. I think they've got some good players there. I think Yanni Karlaftis coming in is really going to help this team get better on defense. But besides that, still, Northwestern is not much better than Purdue. Why do I have them above Purdue? Well, they play Purdue, and I think they're going to beat them. So that is about it. Here, I mean, really, there's just nothing that really doesn't look big. David Barnes era is already been a roller coaster at Northwestern, right? I mean, he brought him an 8-win year in 23, but he's just not been good. I mean, they went 4-8 last year, right? They're not much better. So we'll see what he does, but I'm not a big fan of this Northwestern team at all. Now he starts to go up here, sitting at 16th, going 5-7. I have the Michigan State Spartans. Again, right? Jonathan Smith's taking over as head coach. Not really doing a ton right now. I do think they added more than they did lose. Don't get me wrong. They are returning half of the starters, but the big thing to look out for this squad is the receiving group. The receiving group is the only thing from Michigan State right now that I'm hyped up about and I think can actually have a big impact. I really love they went out. They did add also a very good running back, in my opinion, Elijah Tavall. I think he's in for a very fun year. I like the tight end and Jack Wheeling a lot. They also have some good receivers in Cody Ballard, Cristiano McRae, and Amari Kelly, who all had some pretty good stuff going on in the Group of 5 and FCS levels last year. So I'm really liking what they're going to do. But besides that, I mean, Michigan State does not look good at all. They're very mid, in my opinion. And being mid in the Big Ten does not work, because I think it's the second best conference in college football. Second. In 15th, the team that is just falling off of a cliff right now, the team that is just, what was it, last year, I think you're all very high on, and now I think is going to just crumble even more. Going 5-7, give me the Wisconsin Badgers. Ooh, where do I even start? I mean, it looks to be Billy Edwards will be the starting quarterback probably soon. I don't know if he's going to start week 1. I heard Danny O'Neal might get in there as well to try to figure out. I also heard a few other guys. I'm not exactly sure who their starting quarterback is going to be. That's already an issue. Not to mention, the one good sign to take away from Wisconsin is they are returning at least 14 of the starters. So there is that. But besides that, I mean, geez, this team is just not good. I do like the offensive line at Wisconsin right now. But besides that, the secondary does look pretty solid. But overall, I mean, this team is just not very good. I think they also have a hard schedule, in my opinion. I mean, they have to play at Alabama, at Michigan, Ohio State, at Oregon, at Indiana, and Illinois. That is 6 teams right there that I think are in the top, 8 or 7 of the Big Ten. So, I don't think Wisconsin's in for a very good year, also with the fact they have a really hard schedule. In 14th place, give me the Maryland Terrapins to also go 5-7. Another team that I think a few years ago we actually thought, hey, maybe they're going to get somewhere. But they ended up going 4-8 last year, and I don't think it's going to be much better. They returning 7 of their starters. They lost some pretty important pieces. And to be honest, the roster is just not very good. I think they have, out of all these teams going 5-7, this is the worst of the teams. There's just nothing there. Now, however, granted, they do get an easier schedule. They'll get to play 3 very easy out-of-conference teams. They'll get to play, they're going to play they don't have to play, they do have to play Michigan, Illinois, and Indiana, where they don't have to play like Penn State or Oregon, at least, so they'll have that much to show for. So I don't think the schedule's super hard. I also think it's super easy. So I do think that's good. They did get a few guys at quarterback and running back this year to look out for. They moved on from Roman Henley, but Nolan Ray's going to take over? Is that what's going to be? Is that the plan? I don't really know. But they do get the UCLA transfer, Justin Martin, to be the starting quarterback, and also Malik Washington, I think, will get in there. They're still battling for that job as we speak. But again, I don't think Maryland's going to be very good this year. That's why I have them going 5-7. Now we go to teams that I think are going to go to bowl games. In 13th, give me the UCLA Bruins. I have them going 6-6 this year. Obviously, we know the big piece that they got, I think it was the biggest move of the offseason. They got Nico from Tennessee. Now, what's he going to do this year? That's the big question with them and UCLA, right? He left Tennessee, wants more money. There's no one's going to give him more money, so he goes to UCLA, right? I get it. You kind of want some more money, but it's also like they were giving him a ton at Tennessee. So I do think there's that, little bit there. But I do love they also got Mikey Matthews, the wide receiver. They added him as well. But, what is, the plan, though? Because besides that, I think they're building together an offense, but the defense just is not good at all, in my opinion. And that's why I think UCLA gets dragged down so much. You give Nico a pretty solid defense. I think UCLA can win 8 games this year, but they just don't have that. So that's why I think they're going to go 6-6. Coming in at 12, give me Washington. I've had some people say 8 and 4 years for Washington. I'm not a fan. I know Deion Williams Jr. Looked really good late last season for Washington. I know he lost his offensive coordinator, but the coaching quarterback room does look pretty good right now. He's gonna have the same QB coach. This is quarterback coach. Was also the one that recruited him out of high school. So very much there's that big chemistry right there at quarterback. I think the running back and receivers look good. I think the offense is really good. Again, very similar to UCLA. I think the offense is very good. But again, I think it's the defense that sells it a bit. I get it. The secondary should be very good this year. But I'm not a huge fan of the linebackers and defensive line right now. Say what you want, but I'm just not really in on it yet. And honestly, the coaching is definitely going to have a few question marks around it. But hey, I still think they lost. We know they lost Will Rogers. We know they lost some key pieces. But I think they added very well in the offensive line to help that get better. So I do think Washington will have an all right season after this roller coaster. I would say give them another year, and they're getting 9 wins. Number 11, give me Iowa to go 6-6. I don't care what anybody says about this Iowa team. If you think they're going 8-4, you're just wrong. You're wrong. The Iowa team is not good. They have a phenomenal offensive line, arguably one of the best in the country, and there's nothing else. There just isn't. There's nothing good about Iowa. The offense isn't that good. Don't get me wrong, I think the defense will be pretty good, pretty solid this year. But the offense is back to struggling. The receiving room, the linebackers, the quarterback room is all just not really there, and I don't think there's that great connection with Iowa right now. And I get it. They're returning 14 starters. They got Mark Moronsky, who's fighting for the quarterback job. We saw him at South Dakota State. He balled out last year. He's got the expectation. But again, Iowa's known for a bad offense, so we'll take a look there eventually. Coming in at number 10 in the Big Ten, I'll go with the Rutgers Scarlet Knights to go 7-5. I'm a big fan of this Rutgers team. I think they're getting very better as we speak. I think they're going up. They're returning 12 of the starters, which is currently ranked 7th in returning production. I don't think they lost a ton. I think the offense and defense are really starting to come together right now. And this Rutgers team is making a name for themselves right now. So I would easily look out for this Rutgers squad right now. I think Kurt Kragano's offensive vision is looking really good right now. I mean, they're going to have Anthony Kalamansky. I don't know how to pronounce the dude's last name. He's returning for his senior year after a pretty solid year last year. It wasn't anything crazy. But, yeah. I'm also really liking C.J. Campbell Jr., who transferred from Florida Atlantic after rushing for 800 yards last year. So I think they're using the portal very well on the offensive side of the football. I think the defense is getting there, and I think Rutgers is in for a very better year. I still think there's still some question marks. Don't get me wrong. But what they've done over the offseason is best, I think, as they can. 9th place in the Big Ten. Give me the Minnesota Golden Gophers. This might be my sleeper team in the Big Ten this year. But I have one different sleeper team, I think you could say. But I like Minnesota a lot. Drake Lindsey's going to be entering in a questionable position. That's for sure. You know, they lost their wide receiver, Daniel Jackson. And they've also lost 2 offensive line guys last year. But they brought in 2 phenomenal wide receivers, in my opinion. Javon Lacey and Logan Loyal. We got, what? Yeah, Logan Loyal went to UCLA. Sorry, I didn't confirm that. I couldn't remember exactly where he went to, where he was coming from. But overall, I still think Minnesota is really getting good here. I'm a fan of Drake Lindsey's arm. I don't like he's a scrambler or anything. But not to mention, the defense looks spectacular right now. I think the secondary is very good. And overall, I would watch out for this team. I'm just going to say. In 8th place, give me the Michigan Wolverines. How do I say this? I want to say that they can have a 10-win year, which they're very capable of a 10, 11-win year, but I don't think it's going to happen. I love the defense right now. We know they lost, Khalid Mullins, Colston Loveland, Kenneth Grant, Mason Graham, and Will Johnson. But they come in, they get the best player out of high school to commit there. It's how does Bryce Underwood do? Bryce Underwood literally is the centerpiece to Michigan this year and how they're going to do. If he plays bad, they're going to get 6 wins. If he plays really good, they get 11, right? That's how Michigan is. Because I think they can have that wiggle room. We know, and also, there's 3 big things, right? It's how does Bryce Underwood play? How many games is Sherrod Moore going to coach, right? There's all this stuff going on right now. What happens there? And their schedule is very hard, so how do they play against those hard opponents? It's only at Oklahoma, at Nebraska, at USC, and host Ohio State. That's 4 really tough games, in my opinion. So I think you need to look out for that. Coming in at 7th place, going 8-4 as well. Give me the Nebraska Cornhuskers, please. Dylan Raiola entering his 2nd season now at Nebraska, and I'm liking this team a lot. I think there's a great chemistry going between the quarterback and the running back right now. They are returning 9 of the starters from last year, which is pretty solid. I like how they got Nice Hunter, Dane Kitty, both wide receivers there. I think they got the offensive line better in Elijah Pritchett. I think their linebacker, Deshaun McCullough, will be very good. And the defensive back, Andrew Marshall, should really be putting together some great stuff for Nebraska right now. Now, I still think there's some question. Florida State hires the defensive coordinator, Tony White. Where does this defense go, right? The defense was, I thought, the big key last year. But Matt Rule has done a great job. I think his track record is saying they're going to get to a bowl, at least, and I think they're going to get 8 wins. They're the 2025-26 college football team that makes a statement out of nowhere, in my opinion. They just look really good right now, and you need to watch out for them. Coming in at 6, give me Indiana to go 9-3. Before you go off and go, dude, they won 11 games last year. There's 2 reasons. I'm going to do this really fast for you. You lose your starting quarterback, who literally was the key piece in that electric offense in Curtis Brewer, and you play a hard schedule. Very challenging schedule. You have to play at Oregon and at Penn State. That is 2 really hard games, in my opinion. Besides that, the schedule's not that hard, but you have 2 really hard on the road games. I do love how they got Rogan Hemby from Maryland and Lee D. Jr. from UAB. who both look really good. So that should be good at least. The pass catching looks really good. The running back looks good. The offense looks good. The defense still looks pretty good. But I still think there's question marks where this team is at right now. But I still, a 9-3 year is safe to say. Yeah. In third place, going 10-2, give me the Ohio State Buckeyes. To be honest with you, they're going to be good. Don't get me wrong. But they're not going to be as good as they were last year. Why? Maybe, I don't know. They lost Will Howard, Junkins, Buka, Jack Sawyer, Tyreek Williams, Cody Simon. They lost all these guys. Now, I know they bring in, CJ Donaldson at running back. I think he'll be really good. They have, finally, we're going to see the number 1 quarterback from the 2024 recruiting class in Julian Asayim. That was confirmed earlier this week. He's going to be the starting quarterback week 1 against Texas. And I think that, him and Jeremiah Smith are going to have a good year. However, I don't like how his first start at Ohio State is hosting the number 1 team in the country in the Texas Longhorns. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. What's going to happen? I know this is exactly what's going to happen. The first half, he is going to struggle. Texas is going to jump down to a 10 or 14 point lead, and Ohio State can't catch up. It's that easy. It's that simple. That's exactly how Ohio State is going to go. And I also think they're going to lose to Michigan. That's a different thing, though. But I do think they're going to beat Penn State, and I think they're going to have a good year, though. In second place, give me the Oregon Ducks. Really a fan of this team. I know they lost Ted Johnson and Dylan Gabriel, right? We get that. But they're bringing in some new things. I mean, hey, they're bringing in a former 5-star quarterback, Nate Moore, who is literally going to be the center stage. I'm just saying. They got another quarterback. And I also think this Oregon team actually got better from last year. And that's crazy to think. They have an amazing running back room. Great wide receiver room. Great O-line. Great defensive line. I think the linebackers have some question, but the secondary and coaching also looks very good right now. And this team is looking good. I also really think Evan Stewart should have a breakout year as well. And yeah, I just think Oregon got better because I think they have to play, the whiteout game at Penn State, who's the best team in the Big Ten, which you obviously hear me talk about in a second. That's their only loss. And coming in at the best team in the Big Ten, give me the Penn State Nittany Lions. Is that a shocker? It shouldn't be. They're returning 14 of their starters. Now, I know they lost some guys like Tyler Warren, Abdul Carter, Julian Fleming, Kobe King, but it doesn't matter. Because they go out, they get some guys that can easily fill in those roster spots. Now, I don't think they're going to have, but just listen. Amazing quarterback in Drew Allard, great running back room, great pass catchers, great offensive line, amazing defensive line, great, good linebackers, great secondary, great coaching. I think the coaches are there. I think that James Franklin finally has it figured out, and this is the year that Penn State, if there's ever a year from now for the next 10 years, this is the year Penn State doesn't. Because why? Drew Allard's leaving after this year. You have so many guys leaving after this year. They're all coming back. This is literally the 2023 Michigan Wolverines exact story. Man, we lost in the Final Four to a team that we very well could have beaten, but we lost it late. Hey, we're all going to come back for one more year, and let's do it. It's exactly what Michigan did. It is exactly what I think Penn State will do. Now, we'll get over the hump. We'll have to wait and see what I think later, and obviously what will actually happen. But yeah, those are my... Oh, and I had Penn State to win the Big Ten. I think you were in a hurry to talk about that. I had Penn State, Oregon, give me Penn State to win the Big Ten this year. So, those are my Big Ten predictions. I hope you all enjoyed it. And yeah, we'll have the SEC dropping tomorrow. So that should be fun. And yeah.